Hi, everyone. This is Karen White of Divine Time Astrology, and I'm here again with Channing Ayers of Channing Ayers Astrology, and we're going to be talking about the sign of Aries. So, first I'm going to start with the description of Aries according to Brihaparashara, and then we'll continue through the sign as we usually do. Okay, so Aries is Misha, which is Sanskrit for ram. It's red-colored, large-limbed, four-footed, valorous by night, dwelling in the east, a relative of kings, moving in rocky places, endowed with rajas, back-rising, and fire, is the ram ruled by Mars. So, now you want to take the body parts?
Yeah, the body part. The body part of Aries is the head. It's the first sign, and it has to do with where we get our inspiration, inspired thoughts, and ideas that we hope to accomplish. It's where we get our focus from. So Aries, therefore, is inspired and focused. And Aries has the simple pleasure of understanding that it must simply do what is in its thoughts.
Okay, so Aries is a movable or cardinal sign because it begins the spring. Remember, I told you in the past that all of the movable or cardinal signs begin seasons, and Aries begins the spring. Now, movable signs create change. They're action-centered, and as their name implies, they create movement. So movable signs are creative and pioneering signs, though they lack consistency, and that's because they're starting something. It's the fixed signs that come along and maintain it. Now, Aries brings about change as a result of new thoughts and ideas, something they have all the time.
New thoughts. Okay, so beginning with Aries, the odd number signs are the male rashis, and the even number signs are the female rashis. So Aries is number 1. And male signs are about initiative, and their satisfaction and their happiness is dependent on what they do. Aries is happy and satisfied when they put their ideas into action.
And when somebody else can come along and continue it after they've lost interest in it.
Yes.
And I say this because I'm an Aries sun and Mercury and Venus, and I know exactly what that is like, and it's something I've always not liked about myself all my life, until I really started studying astrology. Then I was like, oh, well, I'm just supposed to start things. Other people are supposed to take over after that, right? That's what I tell myself anyway. Okay, so because Aries is a male sign, it's cruel. And so the male signs are cruel, the female signs are gentle, and the cruel signs are considered to be cruel because they're focused on getting things done. And therefore, they're harder and they're pushier. And Aries is very active and can be so focused on achieving its goals that it pays no attention to the niceties of life.
Aries is considered Pitta. The 3 fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, have a Pitta energy to them. The three doshas, Pitta, Vata, and Kapha. So Pittas are largely from fire. Pitta provides Aries with initiative and courage to follow inspiration.
So as we've already mentioned, the element of Aries is fire. And now the element relates to the mentality of the signs. And fire signs are intuitively centered. And intuition is the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. So intuition bridges the gap between conscious and unconscious mind, and between instinct and reason. The element also indicates the height or the level of things that are contained in the sign. So like in a horary chart, for instance, if the lost object is shown to be in the sign of Aries, well, fire scorches just above the surface of the earth. And so those things in fire signs are at medium level, above the ground, but not high off the ground like they would be if it were an air sign.
Um, the guna of Aries, is Rajas. So we've got Taurus, Gemini, and Libra are the signs of Rajas, and Rajas motivates Aries with the thrill of adventure and excitement.
The caste of Aries is Kshatriya. All the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, are Kshatriya or warrior signs. And Aries is the Raja sign that seeks adventure, that it seeks the adventure that it finds when it's leading and protecting, which is what the Kshatriya or the warrior signs like to do. They like to lead and protect. Now, the castes are related to the 12 houses of the horoscope as well. So the first, the fifth, and the ninth houses are fire houses. They're the Dharma or the philosophical or duty houses, which correlate to the goal of the Kshatriyas and to the fire signs.
Okay, so Aries is Nate strong. So some of the Rashis are stronger and vigorous during the day, and that's day strong, and some of them are more vigorous at night, and that's night strong. And Aries is a night strong sign. And night strong signs are those that get energized by more internal experiences, such as thought, emotion, and contemplation, and are mentally and physically more energized at night.
Right. And also slower to bring their thoughts to concrete realization, because there's some clumsiness involved in that. So I always think that Aries people do really well with Virgo people. Because, the Virgo is the one that makes it happen. Okay, so front rising and back rising signs. Now, their signs either rise over the horizon with their fronts first or their backs first. And Aries is also back rising. So it's night strong and back rising. Now, and they're the ones that take more time to bring things to concrete realization. But back rising signs are full of ideas. And so Aries in particular is full of ideas, but lacks maturity because it's the first sign. And so has a hard time bringing their ideas into concrete realization. So many times I think that maybe they do better as the idea people, and other people, take that idea, refine it, make it better, make it last, make it work.
The inspiration.
Yeah, they're the inspiration, maybe.
Inspiration. So Rashis have a certain amount of feet. They're either 2-footed, 4-footed, many-footed, or no-footed. If they're moving in water. And so Aries, the ram, is a 4-footed creature. 4-footed signs, they're powerful, they're capable of carrying great burden, carrying a lot of tasks. They can carry out good deeds, tasks. And the 4-footed Rashis are particularly interested in the 10th house, matters of work and command, and they're least interested in the 4th house, which is matters of emotion and psychology.
Okay, so the Lord of Aries is Mars. And so the signs that are ruled by the same planet, like for instance, Aries and Scorpio are both ruled by Mars. They're synergistic, which influences what influences one will influence the other. So each planet rules one of the positive masculine signs and a negative feminine sign, and Aries is the masculine expression of Mars. So the sun is exalted in Aries, and Saturn is considered to be debilitated in Aries. Now, do you want to take the color in the gemstone?
Sure. Well, the color of Aries is red. We can see Karen's wearing red over there. And the gemstone, the most common gemstone for Aries is red garnet, because garnet is that cubic structure, and the color of red aligns with Aries. So if your sun's in Aries, that's a good one to wear.
Well, thank you, Channing, for joining me again for this. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And until next time, goodbye.